Really crazy.
And, and ticks. Watch that thing.
The tick thing is nuts.
Yeah.
Especially
because of meat, because of gates.
While the president is celebrating World Bee Day, farmers across the U.S. are begging for one thing. Save us from these ticks.
I spent 15 minutes taking these ticks off my clothes.
I am an avid camper hiker.
Nearly 2 years ago, Holly Raycroft removed a tick from her body. That evening, she enjoyed a pot roast dinner. Hours later, the Hampton Bays woman woke up in the middle of the night.
I was not feeling so good, stomach, head, the whole 9 yards, and I was having difficulty breathing.
Doctors diagnosed Raycroft with alpha-gal syndrome, an allergy to red meat you can get after being bitten by a Lone Star tick.
Living in Suffolk County, we've got more alpha-gal cases per capita than anywhere else in the country.
Usually, the mainstream refuses to even touch this story, but things have now become so bad that even major news outlets admit this tick season is much worse than usual. Of course, they say it's all happening because the world is getting hotter.
If you live in these parts of the country, which is practically half of the US, you should start taping up your legs like this guy every time you go outside. There's this tiny little bug called the Lone Star tick causing massive problems. A single bite from this guy reprograms your entire immune system, causing alpha-gal syndrome, which makes you allergic to red meat, and it can be life-threatening. Now, what's crazy to me is that these ticks have apparently been around for over 200 years, but there was no recorded cases of alpha-gal syndrome until just about 20 years ago, and now we're seeing a 100-fold increase in cases. The official explanation is that these ticks are spreading because of climate shifts and growing deer populations.
But right in the middle of this tick nightmare, farmers are reporting strange things. Boxes full of baby ticks are showing up on their land, and helicopters dropping things without permission.
I'm out here mushroom hunting, and I found, there it is right there, the tick box. I'm not going to touch it because there's ticks all over that thing. I know there is. Look at them crawling out of it. Millions of them. You can see the tick.
Weird stuff.
Hey, what are y'all here doing? Don't know about you, don't call us trespassing.
Now look, it's easy to say these people are just making things up, sure. But it also gets harder to ignore when more and more people are finding dead animals on their land.
Unfortunately, I found another dead moose. This one's a bull. You can see he's absolutely covered in ticks.
A lot of people are now too scared to take pets or farm animals outside because the tick situation feels completely out of control this season.
Bro, enough is enough, man. There are ticks everywhere. I don't remember ever seeing this many ticks. Like, I literally cannot bring my dog. I'm genuinely mad right now. Like, I think it's just fear. I think it's like genuinely just fear, but like, I cannot come outside. I can't come outside here. I live in northwestern Illinois. This is out. I mean, yes, I know it's tick season, but like, I just don't ever remember in 41 years ticks being this prominent. I've never just, hey, come here. Hey, nope, come here. I can't even let my dog go down by the river. Come here. I've already picked off 2 ticks off her this morning. Sit. And every morning we come out here, ticks, ticks, ticks. I went inside after our walk the other day. I had one crawling on my leg. I had to get out. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that, but like, why are there so many ticks in Illinois this year? Freaking me out, man. I mean, they're huge. They're just like, and they're like flies. I've never seen anything like this. Come on, babe. We got to get out of here, bro.
Kid you not, we've had to spend like over $100 in the last 5 minutes because I can't take the tick situation anymore. The tick situation in this state. There are ticks everywhere. In 30 years, 20 some years of having horses, I've never had to deal with these many ticks. I'm pulling off ticks of his body, cleaning him up. I did that the last few days. Today I just had to put more medication on him. Poor thing, he's got like meds everywhere. Look at poor thing. Oh my God. I'm sorry, buddy.
And to be fair, their fear is pretty damn justified. One tick bite can potentially make you allergic to animal products, something that has already happened to hundreds of thousands of Americans.
My question I ask you is what fucking surface, what purpose do ticks have? Look at my face and my neck. I can't eat red meat anymore. I can't have any animal byproducts in anything. And it's in everything. This is alpha-gal syndrome. This is f***ed up, man.
So let's be very clear here. The threat is very real. But as for the conspiracy theories, well, let's talk about those too. We're already getting reports about genetically modified ticks attacking humans like predators.
Смотрите, какой шустрый клещ. Вот он за мной бежит. Смотрите, я сейчас в бок уйду. Оп. Опа. Чисто цель наметил. Не сдается. Смотрите. Оп. Опа.
The video you're seeing is believed to be of a tick called the hyaloma, which according to biologist Dmitry Savanov is not only resistant to hunger, extreme weather conditions and aerosol sprays, but also is not native to Russian territory, but rather Africa and Asia. He suggested they could have been brought to Russia through migratory birds. But what he said in an interview about these ticks is the stuff of nightmares. These are real hunters. If our ticks near Moscow are partisan who sit quietly in the grass and wait for you to pass by, then the hyaloma behaves aggressively.
We also know people like good old Bill Gates funded research into self-limiting ticks. And some people think it's way too big a coincidence that the same Bill Gates has also talked about reducing meat consumption.
Cows and other grass-eating species have a digestion system that emits methane. And methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas. And so cows alone account for about 6% of global emissions. And so we need to change cows, just cows alone.
How are we going to do that?
Well, actually, of all the categories, the one that has gone better than I would have expected 5 years ago is this work to make what's called artificial meat. And so you have people like Impossible or Beyond Meat, both of which I invested in.
You eat it as well, or do you like it?
Absolutely.
You do.
You can go to Burger King and buy the Impossible Burger.
All right. Is it healthier for you or just healthier for the atmosphere?
It's slightly healthier for you in terms of less cholesterol.
We have also seen scientists talk about these ticks as an example to make humans intolerant towards all animal products.
Two professors from Western Michigan University just put out a paper saying they think it's morally good for scientists to engineer ticks that make you allergic to red meat for the rest of your life. These guys are claiming that it's morally okay because they're calling it a bioenhancer. And their logic behind this, I'm not making this up, their logic behind this is it's bad to eat meat. It's bad for the animals. It's bad for the environment. You're a terrible person if you eat meat. And because it's bad to eat meat, then therefore it is morally okay by their standards to take it upon themselves to make everybody out there allergic to meat.
Two examples. So one is that people eat too much meat, right? And if they were to cut down on their consumption on meat, then they would it would actually really help the planet. But people are not willing to give up meat. Yeah, you know, some people will be willing to, but other people, they may be willing to, but they have a weakness of will. They say, wow, this steak is just too juicy. I can't do it. I'm one of those, by the way. So, you know, but so here's the thought, right? So it turns out that we know a lot about, we have these intolerance to, so I, for example, I have milk intolerance. And there, some people are intolerant to crayfish. So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering. We can kind of possibly address really big world problems through human engineering.
Of course, nobody would openly admit they're doing this kind of research because the backlash would be massive. But still, we keep hearing claims from alleged insiders, and they explain how this infestation is now spreading deeper into Canada too.
So this forum post, and I'm going to put it directly on the screen, and I'm going to read it word for word. It says this, quote, "I work for a private charter company in Ontario, Canada. The company handles booking and chartering flights across Ontario mainly. We are paid to spread ticks by air. It happens twice a year, early spring and early fall. This year, we've been hired to do it earlier. The company receives the ticks in boxes. Each box contains millions of ticks. The aircraft used are generally single or dual prop aircraft, single pilot, and one other passenger that handles the dispersal. It pays a lot, and I mean a lot. Generally, the ticks are dispersed in several specific regions in Ontario, and it's always the same regions each and every year, thus far. Last spring, the ticks dispersed were mostly American dog ticks. This year, they are all deer ticks, supposedly specifically bred to withstand cold temperatures." End quote. So that post was from March 16th, 2 weeks before Snopes said that this story originated. All right, and it's pretty interesting. Here we have a whistleblower saying that they are paid to disperse ticks across Canada. Now, this sounds eerily familiar to what we're hearing about these boxes of ticks that are being found. And it begs the question, was this person telling the truth?
And on top of all that, we're also hearing strong claims from sitting U.S. congressmen.
Really crazy.
And ticks. Watch that thing.
The tick thing is nuts.
Yeah,
especially
because of meat, because of Gates.
Well, there's
Bill
boxes
Gates, not
people
Matt.
are finding. I don't know if this is true because I've seen many reports on it, but I'm just going to say what I saw. That farmers and ranchers are finding boxes of ticks on their property. Now, I don't know if that's fake. I don't know if someone's setting that up to pretend they found these boxes of ticks, but there's videos of these people finding boxes of ticks.
Now, what they'll say is they'll probably say they're sterile ticks and that we're planting them out there so we can diminish the population, is what they'll say. But anytime they try to mess with the balance of nature, it never goes right.
Is that what they're saying? This is
No, but just get ready.
That's what you
you're
think?
getting it right here.
I don't believe you have a right to go to someone's property and drop off sterile ticks.
No way in hell.
That's crazy either way. But I have a good friend of mine who got bit by the Lone Star tick and has that alpha gal problem.
Yeah, a guy came out of my house yesterday looking at putting gutters up at our house. And dadgum, he said, and I said, "You did what?" He goes, "Yeah, I can't eat any meat produced by a mammal."
Yes.
I was like,
yeah. So my buddy, he had it, and my friend Evan, so he had it for a little while, and then he did a bunch of treatments and got off of it and then started eating steak again. And he was fine for about a year and a half, and then it came back stronger than ever. And he just can't shake it.
It's been around that long.
Oh, yeah. He can only eat eggs. I mean, he's basically eating eggs and vegetables. That's all he's eating. And every time he tries to deviate, he has a horrible reaction. It makes, for people that don't know, it makes your body allergic to red meat.
Right. And who has got genetically made meat now?
Yeah. Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, well, they're doing things with mosquitoes, and they're messing around with nature in a way that no one's giving you permission to. The general public does not want you doing this. If they could vote on it, they'd say no way.
So if this many people are pointing fingers at certain individuals and organizations, shouldn't we at least investigate what the hell is actually happening here? So why aren't we doing it? Because our organizations are also just as guilty. There are already reports about the U.S. military and related agencies intentionally and unintentionally releasing these dangerous ticks in the U.S. So I don't think we can expect the government to do anything. Instead, ordinary people are taping their legs shut, covering every inch of skin, and trying every safety measure they can possibly think of.
excuse the trash, but that's our burn pile. But these are the most retarded birds, in my opinion, ever. But they are tick eating machines. Each one will eat about 1,000 ticks, chiggers, whatever you got going a day. I highly recommend them. They are also loud and entertaining as heck. They flew over the fence and now they don't know how to get back. They're supremely dumb, but like I said, entertaining. So if you have a tick problem, get some guineas. Cannot recommend them enough.
He said, you know, if you don't want chiggers and ticks on you, because I've had some serious things with chiggers, obviously anybody that's been out in the woods a lot would know what that means, or even in a tall grass. Go get some sulfur dust. Okay, go get some sulfur dust, just like this right here. Look at that. High yield sulfur. You can get it at Tractor Supply. You can get it at Ace Hardware probably. Put a bunch of that dust in a sock. Tie a knot in the top of the sock. Okay, tie a knot in the top of it. Before you go out, you beat your boots with it. You beat your socks with it and put your boots on with it, right? Beat all the way up your pant leg, up to your back of your knees, basically. Past your knee a little bit. Now, don't get the in your eyes. Don't have it on your skin a whole lot of time. Just, you know, rinse off after you've used it.
And what makes this especially brutal? These farmers are already struggling to feed the country. Now they have to deal with this too.
You should do a little research. What I want to know is, why are people finding box of ticks on their farmland, specifically large farms with cows, sheep, goats, horses? What reason would people want to spread ticks and make that become a problem for farmers?
And if all of this wasn't sketchy enough, the ultra-wealthy also seem to be getting ready for some kind of disaster.
I have noticed a very strange behavior among the rich folk. I've been delivering since 2014, and I have never seen the rich folk prepping like they've been doing the last 2 months. They have buying, a lot of them have been buying dry foods, buying generators. A lot of them have been trying, getting dry foods, rice, beans, all this stuff I've been delivering. And when I delivered, they're like, oh, put in a garage. One of this other guy, he has his whole entire garage built out. And when I asked him, why is he doing it? He's just like, my gut feeling. So I don't know what they're being prepped for. Why are they buying so many of the emergencies? But they're buying a lot. They're prepping, and I deliver to people who are earning million plus. Some of these houses are $2-3 million, and they're prepping for something, not to leave or go anywhere, just to stay in. They're prepping.